Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the continuation of my Crystalis Quest. Before we get into the actual gameplay footage, I just want to explain why many things are missing. That is because, due to my lack of experience with recording software, I had made some changes, and a lot of the gameplay that I thought I was recording was actually not recorded. And by the time I figured it out, um, there had been a lot of footage lost. But I just want to explain right now what happened during that lost footage. And of course, that is that I went to the town of Portoa. And of course, in that town, I completed the quests in order to achieve the ability to use the boat, which allowed me to go into the ocean and then get to the also achieve the dolphin and be able to ride the dolphin by getting in order to get the boat. Of course, you get the fog lamp and you give that back to the boat owner, and he allows you to use his boat for however long you want to. And also, I had achieved the power of um, paralysis, and with that, I went to the town of Amazonas. And there, of course, the women would not speak to me because I don't have the ability to change into a woman yet. And therefore, but instead of waiting for that, I use my paralysis on the guard outside the queen's room, queen's house. And then I just walk past the queen and her guards. They don't really bother you if you don't talk to them. And went into the basement, and that's where I got the other. I believe that was. Let's see here. That was the That was the blizzard bracelet, so I had already achieved that. As well as walking around and exploring, I picked up other things as well. The Carissa plant and also the love pendant, which I will show you in the game footage who they belong to. Okay, so that is my explanation, and we will continue from here with the actual game footage that was recorded. Okay, so here I am in Zombie Town, and I am heading into the castle to defeat one of two. I don't know if they're vampires, wizards, or warriors, whatever. The ones that are responsible for turning all the inhabitants of the town into zombies. And this is the encounter with the first man, and he gets right to it. It goes right after you attack you. The reason I say that because if you know what the second one is like, you'll see in a little bit. He did not give me much trouble, as you see here. Um, and when he's dead, he leaves me the fruit of power. Okay, so now I'm going to go on my way to defeat the second one. And this person is a little tricky, tries to play a trick on you. And as you see, this is not the first time I encountered them in the game, because if you look at my level, it jumped from level 10 to level 11, which showed me that I need to be at a certain level sometimes to take on some of these bosses. I figured that out through some research on the internet, and so I had to grind to get to level 11. And here is the second boss, and she tries to play a little trick on you, and you just stick a sword in her face, and she wonders why you're attacking her, and then she'll turn into the enemy that she is. Okay, so as my lessons I have learned throughout playing this game now is that just to take my time and avoid her whatever she's shooting out, and it's pretty simple to do that, and just let loose on her a couple times. But I think maybe it's only 3 times here for me to have to do that here exactly, and then she is off. She's not dead, she just goes away, I believe. Okay, now I have the broken statue, which is important to. Now we're back to Zombie Town. Of course, I want to come back here and talk to everybody now. And this little guy, he says Audrey's fix stuff is in the lighthouse, so that's a clue. There's a lot of clues by talking to these people. Okay, and this gentleman in the basement, Clark. Okay, and he gives me eyeglasses, which is also an important thing to move the story forward. Okay, so I will continue to walk through Zombie Town and talk to the inhabitants to see what everybody is up to and what their story is now that they're back to the human form. This woman's so happy she can hold her children with her own hands. Yes. An altar for the statue of gold is close to this island. Another hint. Okay, and that's probably the part of the game that I played now. This piece, or this journey, is a lot of, not really a lot of battles with bosses, but mainly achieving tasks to move everything forward. And here I come back to, I believe, the town of Joel. And this I know because, like I said, this is not the first time I played this game, but there I believe is where. Okay, so I accidentally went back to Leaf. Yes, Leaf is my favorite destination for getting rest because the inn is the cheapest. So back to Joel, go into this little side hut, make sure my eyeglasses are on, which surprisingly look like a gas mask, and then I see a secret door. Okay, go through this uh, cave once again, which I'm always cautious of because I always think there is going to be a monster or so in there, which I don't like to fight in there because the quarters are too close. Um, this man in the lighthouse is sleeping, and I know what I have to do with that, and that's an alarm flute. But to get an alarm flute, you have to go to Leaf, back to the first village. Yes, because we had to use a alarm flute to wake up the guy who had the windmill that helped us advance the story at that time. And it's very cheap. Everything's cheap in Leaf and therefore I stay at the inn and refresh my magic. Um, go in and there it is. Buy the alarm flute for $50. Okay, and that's all I need to wake this guy up. And I'm so happy that I have transport, the magic. I believe that's, yeah, transport. So now back to Joel. This guy's happy. Good, good, good. Go back into the, I guess that's a woodshed. Yes, and through there to the tunnelway once again. Back into the lighthouse. Although I look at it and there's machine. It's a machine operated thing, but it doesn't seem like I can get it working just yet. I don't know if it ever does work like the windmill was. Um, Once again, he's not happy. You know, he was happily sleeping, and now he should be eaten by zombies, he tells me. Okay, well, reference to Zombieland, I guess. Okay, so he gives me, I believe, the lamp. And so now I have, as you can see, I have the glowing lamp and the broken statue. And so I know where I need to go, and that is back into the ocean area. And here I will use my shell flute to call my dolphin friend, which I always thought was probably one of the coolest things of this game, to ride around the ocean here. And in many ways, I think the ocean area of this game is not utilized enough. Yeah, I think it's a fun, bright area to be in, and of course, there are the sea monsters. They have pretty good value with coinage and experience points. But right now, we're going to the altar here, and I know I have to do something with the statue here. So I will take the statue, the broken statue, and try to place it, and always with my transport on. Try to place it, nothing happens. And then I will take my glowing lamp and just use it. And by using it, the broken statue is reconstructed and becomes a statue of gold. And therefore, that's what I need. And so now, just by using it, now I have the statue of gold. And that is where I place the statue of gold in this altar. And it calms the angry sea. Okay. So that means all the whirlpools that you would see earlier are now, well, not all of them, but the ones blocking your way are gone. And therefore, you can move on throughout the game now. And there I go, right through that passage. And before I go there, Barrier is given to me as a new magic power. And the wise men and Azteca. They're up there now. The Grand Poobah. I don't know who that is exactly. They're going to wait for me in Chiron. Okay, you now have barrier. Okay, so we're in uncharted territory so far for this game for me. Actually, I have been here before when I played it before, but this go around it's new, and of course I like to explore it as much as I can. And I know I will come across a town area before too long. Yes. See, I think there should be more in this place. Um, maybe there is. Like I said, I've never really completed the game, so I don't know what there is. Okay, so now I've entered a new town, and I remember this from my gameplay of the past. And of course, you want to talk to all the town people first. This guy dressed as a blue soldier to me just does not like you. So he just tells me to go away because I bug him. Okay. And the town name, I believe, is Swan. And this hut has a bunch of, I guess, young people just looking to dance and party. I guess if there were hippies in such a time, these would probably be them. Okay. But they're just happy to, as the guy says, boogie. Okay. And I have a little look around. And next, it's off to the pub, which seems to be full of soldiers who just don't like me talking to them, or even speaking to them. Yes. So I guess they're soldiers of the evil empire, I guess, and they don't want anybody talking to them. Okay. So I go into the armor shop to see what there is. Soldier suit, okay. A lot of the stuff gets pricey here, but I'm sure it has a lot of value to help you with your defense. Okay. Which later in the game I will purchase. Okay. Don't go to the inn just to see what it costs. It's now up to 150. Okay. That's why I always go back to Leaf. Yes. Another little shed here, and here is Storm, I'm sorry. Yes. And he will teach me something, I think, here. No? Okay. He just, gave me a message. Okay. And this is the tool shop. Don't really need the warp boots anymore for something that I can see anyway, now that I have the power, the magic to transport myself from town to town. Okay. Yes, I want to sell the one shield. That's my bronze shield because I've been carrying it for too long. I don't really need it anymore. Okay. Get a little extra cash for that. And now I'm on the mission to find the one wise man, I think, who is hidden within the town. His true identity is hidden, and I need to find it. This I remember from previous times I played the game in the past. Okay, so I'm wandering around. I think of where to go to next. And I go out here, and of course, this is the entrance to another area of the world. And these guards do not like me even there, so they push me back, and I go back into the town. Okay. Let's see. Going around here. And these kids are still partying. And so that's when I decide to use teleport. Not teleport. Yes, well, here I'm using teleport, but that's not what I wanted to use. But I want to go to Leaf here. And of course, it's just safe. I just try to, keep my life meter up and my magic meters up because I don't know exactly what I'm going to encounter next. So I go back to Swan. And in Swan, let's see here. This is where I think to myself, telepathy. Okay, yes, I need to use telepathy to find out what to do. Yeah, so they're looking for Kensu. Okay. And don't rely on others so much. Good advice, I guess. Um, when you wear your iron necklace, your defensive power will be twice as strong. Okay, so I decide to put on my iron necklace. Okay, so I got my iron necklace on, but I'm not really in any battle yet. Okay, and here I have another one more to talk to. He lost something, can't believe it. Maybe his channel behind the palace. What a mess. I already know what it is. It's a love pendant. I picked it up earlier in that footage that was lost. Okay, and back to this guy. He tells me Kenzu is good with his magic. So if I want to know his true identity, I need to use paralysis on people. So I always think that this guy here, this guard who tells me to go away all the time, is Kensu, but no, he just says you bug me, no matter if I paralyze him or not. Okay, so in the pub, I now notice that this guy is just sitting there, and yes, that's him, and he appears and disappears right away. So that means he went somewhere else and turned into a whole new identity. And so the first person I seek out once again is this guard. Okay, but I should have known it wouldn't be him. There's nobody in here again. All right, so now I start hitting random people. But I should have known that all these people were here before, so why would it be one of them? He would take on an identity of somebody that wasn't here before. So the place to look then for me would go to the party of kids. And there is one extra person there now. And that's, yes, I can give you some of my power, but first, can you find something for me? I've already found it. Like I said, I know what he's looking for. So it's the love pendant. So I'll take the love pendant, and it's given to him. And he is grateful enough to teach me what? Yes. Okay. You now have change, and change allows me to change into different forms, different morph into different forms if you want, whatever, so that I can get into certain places. And one of those places, of course, is a place that I've already been to, and that would be Amazonas, which I already know about. So I'm going to be on my way to Amazonas here in a second. Always travel to Leaf. I don't know why. I guess I just want to. My magic power is getting low, so I refill my magic power, and then I will go on to Amazonas. And before, of course, these women wouldn't talk to me because they don't like men, of course, and therefore now I can change into a female, and by doing so, they all are happy to talk with me now. And of course, this is where I learned about the queen likes the Carissa plant, and I've already achieved the Carissa plant from my adventures that unfortunately I do not have the video to show you with. Okay. I'm looking in my items and it's not there because those are my consumable items. Carissa plant is there. It's not meant for me. Okay. And therefore I'm going to go in to visit the queen now. Now, this is also where you get the tornado bracelet, but I got that earlier in the game by not just paralyzing the guard outside the door and then walking in the basement and getting the bracelet. Okay, so I present the queen here with the Carissa plant. She must be a fashionista because she uses it for fashion, I guess. And she gives me the something that will not be used right this minute or right away, which is the bow of moon. And that's where I will leave it for this episode, and I will see you next time. I'm going down the basement here to show you where Tornado Bracelet was, but I already got. So till next time, thank you for watching.